Agwaba. Welcome to Expat Life Ghana. I'm Tony, this is my wife Addo. We're documenting our move from Texas to Ghana as we go beyond the return.
And in this video, we're sharing our experience of setting up a homeschool for our kids and the debate that we are still having about the schools here in Ghana.
We're also talking about some budgeting you need to know when it comes to sending your kids to school. P.S. I have some thoughts about the free school in Ghana.
So let's go ahead and get this video started. So parents worldwide had to experience homeschool in the months right after, well, the months and years right after the pandemic.
Yeah, for some parents, homeschool is great, and for others, well, not so much.
And since we moved just after the borders opened in 2020, homeschooling was the way that we had been doing things in the States, and it was fine because most of the rest of the world was also doing homeschool or some kind of hybrid learning.
Yes. Now that most U.S. schools are back and person learning, a lot of online options have disappeared. So.
Yeah, they kind of went away.
Yeah.
So we've been homeschooling the boys for the past year in Ghana, and that has been a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, a little bit.
With us working and traveling and everything else. So we decided that we needed to call in reinforcements, or we had to send the boys to a school here. That was kind of the choice, right?
Yeah. My vote was to send them to school.
This is going to be a very tense-filled video. I can sense it already because I'm the one that's opting for homeschool. And this could be something that you say, I told you so, in like 5 or 10 years. We'll just have to see.
Yeah. There's so much learning that happens not related to academics when you're at school, as far as social interactions and making friends.
It's totally true. Yes, I agree. So if you decide to homeschool or learn virtually here in Ghana, then you'll definitely want to check out some outside activities like sports or music lessons or something that will allow the kids to hang out with other people, other friends.
You can also just get them outside. People here are friendly, and if you get them out and about, they will make friends.
That is actually really true. I agree with that. But with that said, there are no playgrounds or like good places to kind of send your kids to go hang out that gives you that recessy social substitute. It's not like you can send them to the corner playground.
Oh, there's a basketball court here.
That's
Down the
true.
street. Not too bad, but it's the older kids.
Yeah, yep, it definitely is.
I guess they should go to school then. Yeah.
I feel like you're going to keep saying this. See? This debate is ongoing.
Yeah. If you are thinking about school for your kids, which is why you're probably watching this video, then you'll want to figure these 3 things out. First up is, what are the laws for homeschooling in your state? And do they have an online system available, like the system in Wisconsin, where you could be somewhere remote learning online?
Yeah, and they have that it's incorporated with the state schooling system. So that is actually a really great option.
Yeah.
The second thing is how you'll access curriculum and activities. I have a degree. I'm going on 20 years experience in education, and it can still be difficult for me to figure out how the curriculum is going to fit in with this and that, and it sucks up a lot of hours every week to do that.
You can circumvent that with an online learning platform which can run you anywhere from $25 a month per student to $250 a month per student for a fully accredited program.
Right. So if you want an accredited program, the money starts to add up really fast. And even with those options, you might decide that you're going to need to supplement a little bit.
Right.
Some of those are live classes where your child has to log in at a certain time. So there can be the time zone, time change can be a problem. So that's also something that you're gonna have to think about.
Yeah. Others want you to use specific materials that are shipped and will charge you international shipping fees.
That's always a great one.
Don't
right?
want that. All in all, you have to pick what works best for you.
Absolutely. As an aside to that conversation, there's one more thing I feel like we have to talk about with some of the online curriculums.
Just prior to the pandemic, the rate of homeschooling in the U.S. was about 3 to 4% of all school-age children.
Right. Just recently, like as families and school districts are starting to deal with how to safely reopen schools, the rate of homeschooling has increased pretty significantly across all populations. But
Homeschooling here means we're withdrawn from school, not just remote learning. For Black families, the rate of homeschooling has increased almost fivefold.
can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Five-fold increase amongst African Americans in the States. And they're still trying to figure out if that's because kids are not re-enrolling or parents are really homeschooling. I hate the assumption that because they're Black that maybe they're just not doing any education. But anyway.
Well, that is a lot, but for the curriculum for homeschooling, it underrepresents people of color. Like a lot.
A lot. I felt like we had to say that though, right?
Yeah.
As I've gone through the curriculum, it's almost ridiculous how myopic and whitewashed everything is. If you are contemplating moving to Ghana with your kids and doing homeschooling, before you leave the States, you should definitely order a copy of The Young People's History of the United States. We're going to drop a link in the description box below.
And if you're interested in some historical reading for yourself, try Stamped from the Beginning.
Ooh, that was actually a really good book. I did the audio version. So there's that. You're going to have to figure out how to get a cultural piece or a cultural experience in it for your kids. You actually just took Luke to Cape Coast.
Yeah, went to Cape Coast, his first time to a slave castle, and it was something to watch one of my children go through that experience of learning about, the history of the castles.
Yeah, you were definitely not going to get that in a U.S. textbook, and you're not going to get that in any of the online learning platforms if you're doing homeschooling either. You really like going to Cape Coast.
I do. I met a new friend there in Cape Coast, Addo, and talked to him about the channel, and he wanted to have me shout him out, and he gave me this nice shirt I'm wearing today.
Actually, it's a really nice shirt.
Yeah. It's all pastels on the shirt, so it's really nice. Just wanted to have some recognition, so here's your shout out, EK.
Well, and you have to figure out how to incorporate the cultural piece, like arts and experiments and cultural awareness in a different kind of way when you're doing homeschool. So just really you are going to have to supplement and have some very frank discussions with your kids about race if you go this option.
Yeah. We have been going with a lot of online programs, but recently decided to have a teacher come to do some support.
This is the debate compromise. Is that where we're at? What are your thoughts on how the teacher is doing so far? What's changed, Reds?
Well, I think it's freed a lot of your time up from teaching them, and you're more concentrated on the business now. So.
I can focus a little bit more, so that's always good.
So I can see improvements in Leo already. He's running around speaking tree now.
I think that's the part that you love the most, is that they're both having a chance to learn the local language on top of all the regular curriculum, which as a homeschooling parent, you totally get to do. So we can pick what we want them to learn, and we've chosen to not only have Luke take French, but have both of the boys take local language.
Right. So let's circle back. Why not send them to a Ghanaian school?
Oh, God. Okay.
Where do we start?
Okay, so let's talk about the schools in Ghana. They are wholly different than U.S. schools. And for me, there's two big reasons that I'm kind of leaning towards not sending them to school here.
Yes, I'm not passing judgment or anything about them. All I'm saying is if you want a quality education here, it's likely going to be at a private school with private school tuitions, and we'll talk about that in a second.
I'm already dreading that part of the conversation. So yes, that is definitely my first reason, the cost. It adds up quick. And secondly, the Ghana curriculum is still written kind of for a non-international global economy. And again, it's just my opinion.
You're going to have to elaborate on that. I can see lots of Ghanaians who are running businesses and successfully traveling abroad without any issues. So what does that mean to you?
I feel like our audience is getting to see us fight. There's a lot of Ghana curriculum that's just focused on memorization and regurgitation, and that's just really how things are approached here. So much skill and drill and not enough like authentic problem solving and critical thinking. So for me, I don't think that those qualities support an international competitiveness for kids who are going to have to navigate in a global economic world. Like I just I don't see it there.
Yeah, let's leave it at that.
Okay, So with that in mind, you may decide that when you get to Ghana, you want to enroll your child in an international school.
Yeah, and there are plenty of options.
Plenty.
But like all things, you will likely get what you pay for.
Oh, it seems like you can throw a rock and hit an international school here.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they're serving up the international curriculum that you think. When it comes to budgeting for Ghana schools, the prices vary a lot. But one thing is for sure, there is no free school here in Ghana.
Wait. That's one of the big initiatives here in Ghana right now is the free-for-all school. Senior high is free, right?
Sort of. There may be, there may not be tuition right now because the tuition is the free part, but many of the free schools are still asking for parent donations and parent contributions.
Yeah.
Plus, there's all the costs of uniforms, materials, books, food, and you pay for all that yourself. And if your kid is boarding, then you're also paying for all the goods and textiles that they need while they're at school. And all of that just really adds up.
Well, those are all costs that a parent would expect, in my opinion. But you are right. It isn't free for a parent's pocketbook for sure.
Right. So, I mean, although there might not be a tuition, there's still money coming out of your purse. So what's more is that the schools here are on some kind of weird, strange calendar they've just recently moved to where the kids in senior high are going for 3 months and then they get a 3-month break and then they go back for 3 months with another 3-month break. What that's allowing them to do is they're cycling through 2 groups of kids in 1 year. So basically they're increasing their capacity by lessening the amount of contact hours.
And this increases the cost for some parents too. When kids are at home, you want them getting some kind of learning classes and tutors or programs, and that adds up. So you're sending your kids to school, then they come home for 3 months, you want them to still learn, so you have to pay for that again. Yeah,
and those tutoring programs that are available, which of course are available because parents want their kids to be learning, all I gotta say is cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah. If you'd rather skip free Ghana schools and opt for an international school instead, you should also be ready for some cha-ching, cha-ching.
As of this year, some of the most expensive schools here in Ghana that deliver a Western curriculum are here. Here we go. We're going to list the 3, I think, that are probably most referred to for us, but also pretty heavy on the pocketbook. First is the SOS International School in Accra. It delivers a British curriculum for just under $10,000 a year. $10,000. But that does include boarding. So
I think that excludes us from sending our kids too.
Yes, it does.
Number 2 is American International School in East Legon.
Very popular.
Tuition, it's very popular. Tuition is just under $15,000. Plus a one-time enrollment of $5,000 and maintenance of $1,500. Yeah.
I got a master's degree. I can't even count that high. That's a lot. Wow, that adds up really fast.
Yeah.
And then okay, well, so the most expensive school, get ready for this one, is the Lincoln Community School in Accra. They do teach an American curriculum, so that is one of the benefits. They have a one-time registration fee of $6,500 an annual maintenance fee of $2,000 and an annual tuition of about $25,000. U.S. Did I say U.S. dollars?
U.S. dollars.
I said U.S. dollars, right? 25,000 U.S. dollars.
Yeah, that's a new truck. Sorry, kid.
It's just too much.
Yeah, and these fees do not include the extra costs like uniforms, books, and more. And if you have more than just one school-age child, these prices are just the start.
Can you imagine? That would be like $75,000.
No, I couldn't imagine. That's a truck.
I can't even. All the schools listed here are about 20% Ghanaian. So if you're looking for an authentic Ghanaian experience for your kids, these might not be it for you. But if you love the international flavor of multiple cultures and races kind of mixing together, then these schools will fit that bill.
Perfectly. If you have the pocketbook for it.
Right.
There are tons of other options, but very few will be what you are looking for without that price tag. Cheaper than 5,000 to 8,000 Ghana cedis per term, or about 2,000 to 3,000 US dollars per year per kid.
I mean, I would definitely say if you're thinking of sending your kid to an international school, you should plan on that amount at minimum. Another thing to remember is that where the schools are located will definitely change where you want to live. You don't want to be in traffic driving to and from school for an hour every day or more. So you can't send your kid to school in East Legon and then decide you want to live in Dalwinia. It's not going to work.
Yeah, those pricier schools are in areas that are more expensive to live. And that means your overall cost of living will also go up.
Yeah, if you're going to school in East Legon and you're going to live in East Legon,
you got money.
So if you want the freedom of living anywhere without worrying about how to access a Western private school, then maybe homeschooling is a good fit.
Possibly. I guess the long and short of it is, schooling can be a challenge if you're trying to give your kids some continuity of education that they would get in the States or UK or Canada or wherever you're from.
Absolutely. And if skill and drill is not the kind of skill you want your kids learning, then you really might want to consider the homeschooling option or private school when you get here.
Also consider hiring a local teacher to supplement and enrich your kids' learning.
Absolutely. Even if you decide to put them in a private school or a public school or homeschooling, having a teacher come in has been really great. And I think it gives lots of extra opportunity. So with that, good luck navigating the educational system. And just know that 67% of US homeschoolers finish college. Just so you know, 67%. And living in Ghana is definitely worth figuring all of this out.
Oh, phew, I thought you were going to say, and back living with their parents. I was like, oh my God, y'all got to go to school. That was a lot.
It wasn't that bad, was it?
No.
So the debate continues with us?
It continues with us.
Well, let us know what you think in the comments below.
Yes, EK Addo at Cape Coast Castle. Thank you again for the shirt. And with that, jolly out for now. Yeah.
Have you been taking your lessons?
I've been out of town.
No,
Past couple days.
you gotta take your lessons with the teacher.
I was going like yesterday, the day before I was at Cape Coast. And
I bet the kids get better grades than you do.
That's why I don't go to school. The kids showing me up, I won't show up.
Oh, you gotta go to school tomorrow.